Maniacs, welcome back to the channel, your local bedhead here. I just woke up, but I have noticed I've been getting a lot of heat on the most recent Project Fear reaction. People are wondering how the hell are they making the knocks so loud outside without going to the hospital or hurting themselves severely. We're going to watch a video that I watched towards the beginning of all of this that really opened up my eyes, and I'm giving credit to another paranormal debunking channel, and he's not necessarily a full-on debunking channel. He's only made a few videos, but he really had an issue with the Satori and Cody thing, and this is, again, an eye-opener for me specifically. So we're going to go ahead and watch this, and I'm going to give you guys a quick video to show why they could do this outside and still make it loud. This is a video by Dead Oak Paranormal.
Hey guys, I just wanted to start off by saying that I am not a skeptic. I do believe.
See,
However,
already off on a good start. Not a skeptic, he already believes, but he does not believe in Cody and Satori, and here's why.
I think that the Cody and Satori method is not legitimate, and I'm here to give you an example of how to debunk that. There's a trick you can do with your toes to generate a knocking sound while producing no motion. So if you listen carefully.
And see, this guy's not even putting that much pressure on his toes. Cody is putting pressure down on his toes. That's why you see him lean forward every time. So keep that in mind too. This guy is not showing any motion, but Cody sometimes would show motion, and that's when the knocks would get extremely loud. And you also got to keep in mind too, one of the reasons why they come off really, really loud on videos also is because the paranormal groups that are investigating are also probably amplifying these knocks so you can hear them more clearly. Nobody's taken that into consideration. Have they messed with the audio to mess with the knocks to make them sound louder? Probably because they want their audience to be able to hear the knocks themselves.
You can control the loudness. However, the louder it is, the more motion you do cause.
See?
The way it works is my toe is pushing, the front of my toe is pushing down, while, which puts it into like compression, and then I'm letting that snap upwards, so it's pushing down like this and then clicking forwards. So if you listen, very minimal motion is produced, if any at all, and it is completely concealed by any steel toe boots. I know they changed footwear in the debunking, but these are not steel toe, and it is still occurring.
Yeah, and they're still pretty loud too. Now, obviously, Cody and Satori's also they also have done it in slippers, and they've also done it in socks apparently. And not only that, but they also do it in sneakers. So there is that too. But yes, the sound of the knocking could be amplified by the editing process with the paranormal groups. I would love to know if they are actually doing that with their video to hopefully make sure that the audience is hearing the knocks more clearly, because they do that with every bit of evidence. When there's a slight knock off in the distance, they will sometimes even amplify the audio so you guys are able to hear it better. So why is it all that crazy to think that they might do the same thing with Satori and Cody doing their knocking method? It's not all that crazy when you sit back and really think about it.
So I do think it's an old carny trick, and not legitimate.
And he was pretty respectful about it too. I don't know about you guys, but I found a lot of respect out of that video. Like, he wasn't trying to be a dick about it. He was just being blunt and honest. He could do a method very similar. The Fox sisters could do a method very similar, and he presented it here on camera. And he said, you know, if the more you press down and the louder the noise is, the more you're going to be making motion, because it's going to probably start hurting a little bit or actually getting sore. Going back into why I think Cody was starting to get aggravated and annoyed because he was having to continue to do the method after so long. His feet were probably starting to hurt, and yes, people were actually even saying I was stretching it a little bit and overthinking a little bit when Satori decided to move her feet. So when she actually was standing around too long, she actually picked up her feet and shook them. I'm aware that, yeah, that could be a possibility. You know, you don't have to make comments treating me like I'm an idiot for not thinking that that's a possibility. Of course I thought that was a possibility. Now, did I say it on camera? No, I don't think I did say it on camera. But yes, of course that's a possibility. Maybe she was actually picking up her feet and trying to move them because they were sore. Oh, okay, that's fine. But why did the cameras have to be directly on their feet for her to do that? And I've never seen her do it once in any other episode. If she's done it in more episodes, point it out to me, because I'm just completely blind. Because I don't remember or recall her ever doing that in any other episode or investigation. So I'm going off of what I just see. And I could be completely wrong about everything. If I'm wrong, then by golly, I'll be one of the first people to actually come out and say, I am so sorry, Satori and Cody. And I'm sorry, but there's more evidence to prove that they are fake. More evidence that proves that they are legitimate. And that's just literally the only thing that they have going for them when it comes to the legitimate side, is that you should just take their word for it. And to me, that's just not good enough. And then they completely just tried to throw everybody else off to the side and just, guys, just believe us, we're nice people, you don't have to question a thing, is not the attitude to have when trying to prove the paranormal exists. It's just not the attitude I would want to see out of paranormal investigators. I just don't want to have to take your word for it. I would also like to see the evidence behind it too, and there's just not enough of that. And if this guy were to walk around and start telling people that it's the spirits doing this knocking and not his toes, he'd probably be able to fool some people. He'd probably be able to do it, but he's not a con artist. He's not going to do that to people. He finds it annoying that people are taking advantage of people, and people are actually falling for something like this, and people are making money off of the suffering of others. It's not a good look. So yeah, I'm completely aware that if they ever come out as real, I would be one of the first people to say, I'm sorry, Satori and Cody. But to me, there is no I'm sorry, Satori and Cody in sight, because I just don't ever see them ever coming out as real. And I hate to say that. And you also, yes, got to keep in mind too that paranormal investigation crews, they also amplify and mess with the audio to make sure that you guys can hear the slight stuff off in the distance. So if there is that in the video, then that might be one of the reasons why the knocking sounds a little bit more loud than what it might be in person. So just keep that in mind too. I could be wrong about that, but that could also be a huge possibility.